Good morning, Gooners. We are live from Bilbao, sitting in my hotel room, still just had breakfast. Um, on Champions League match day. Um, what night I think we have ahead of us later on. We take on Athletic Club Bilbao at the San Mamés. Never happened competitively. Obviously, we played them in the Emirates Cup, and yeah, look, first time that we faced them competitive in competition. Um, yeah, looking forward to it. I'll tell you, first time in the Basque country, and the journey yesterday started off around lunchtime, and I made it. I made it to Bilbao just around about 11:30 last night via France and the south of Spain. And I've been fairly guarded, to be honest. I've taken a route where seemingly there weren't a huge amount of Arsenal fans. I think there were a lot of English speaking people around. No real colours, but it is early, and I know there were a lot of issues. Certainly around Stansted yesterday with regards to people trying to get onto planes, just trying to get to where I need to get to. Obviously, there were no real direct flights, so again, any kind of delay, any kind of cancellation, that's scuppered a lot of people's plans. Certainly with the expense to actually get out here. Um, yeah, I'll be heading off into the old town shortly after this. To be honest, yeah, I thought I'd get on and just kind of get the atmosphere and get people's thoughts. I was speaking with Mark. We were going to do a little show, but obviously with work and stuff, it's a little bit crazy. I'm privileged where I'm off and I'm kind of here, just kind of doing nothing, just waiting for the game. So yeah, I want you to just get involved in the chat. Tell me where you're watching from, whether or not you're actually here in Bilbao or back home in London or anywhere around the world. Just let me know. How are you feeling? Are we nervous? Are we confident? Just drop your score predictions in, and we'll go through them together later on in the show. So yeah, we look at this kind of this thing now that we've got in front of us. San Mamés. Well, it is known as the cathedral. So I'm guessing, having not been to the stadium before, obviously that the atmosphere is going to be electric. I think they will create a very good atmosphere, but so will we as Arsenal fans travelling away, as we always do. Um, we are going there. Atletico is the first time in I think it's 10 years since they've reached the Champions League, and we set the stage for tonight now. Obviously, coming from last season's disappointment, where in all honesty there wasn't a huge amount between Arsenal and Paris. I think over the grand scheme of both games, I don't think there was a huge amount. Missed chances. They're a very good team and very clinical on that side, and I think that was the side that we couldn't match on that side. But we got a point to prove. Domestically, we've been very strong, and again in Europe we want to go deep again. And yeah, it's not an ordinary opener. It's not like Atalanta was it last season. Again, San Mamés. yeah, the cathedral, one of the most atmospheric stadiums. I would say. I mean, just turn these notifications off, buzzing around everywhere. Yeah, obviously the final was here at the stadium, and look, you do hear it, you do see it whenever they're playing. It is good, but yeah, look, it's been a long 10 years away from the big stage. I said I'm turning these off, but it's still coming through. Hold on. Do not disturb. Right. Yes. So from just walking around, but briefly, there is a buzz around Bilbao. I think just yeah, just waiting for so long to kind of get back in here, and yeah, look, it's going to be an occasion. Um, Look, it's a culture here in the Basque country. Their fans are going to be loud. They're going to be passionate, and that there's going to be a cauldron feel. I'm sure, as with most stadiums here. Um, yeah, if they start well, they start fast. Yeah, it is going to be right on us, and yeah, they're going to be coming at us. They press hard. Yeah, it's up to us. It's up to us to kind of dampen it down and keep it moving. Um, yeah, the one thing as well, you look at the fans as well, and someone when I was speaking to someone at the airport, and they did actually mention that if you ever watch like the Basque derby, like the Bilbao fans won't stop singing. They don't stop like pushing, going for their team, supporting their team, backing their team, and yeah, that Champions League anthem brings craziness to every every fan. I think just in general, whoever you support, whoever you back, I really think this changes everything. I think just from that kind of atmosphere side of things. So yeah, no doubt the stadium is going to be rocking on that side. Um, with regards to that atmosphere, will it intimidate this young Arsenal side, or do you think we'll kind of just thrive on it? We'll just take it in our groove. I mean, we've had atmospheres and played in atmospheres before, and yeah, I think nothing should intimidate us anymore. Um, I think we are now cut from a different cloth in terms of squad, um, and yeah, I'm really buzzing. So yeah, I think it's good. Just let me know in the chat. I'm just going to just pop in and say a couple of hellos. Um, I know Ange is watching. Morning, Paul. Yeah, morning, Ange. Hope you're well. And then there's a bit of rubbish there. I'll just tidy that up, and that's fine. Yeah, going back into the press conference. Obviously, I was travelling from Seville, going to Bilbao when I think the press conference hit. And just like I say, God, blimey, Seville, fantastic. 36 degrees as well, which was a little eye opener, I would say. Certainly coming off somewhere you've been, then it's like 20 degrees an hour away on the plane. Yeah, so yeah, really nice. But yeah, Arteta's press conference, and yeah, he was going on about a few things I picked up on. Yeah, what was it? Yeah, it was very clear. Look, our history in Europe hasn't been great, and he wants to change history for the club, certainly in Europe. Um, and yeah, he quoted. Well, I'm going to quote him. Pressure is the opportunity that drives that energy and that willingness to be better every single day. In this competition, you're going to fail much more than you succeed. That's the history of our club, and that's what we want to change. So I think it's powerful from there. But look, we know Arteta comes out with some really good comments and stuff really to kind of and there's a real meaning behind it as well. I don't think he just says it just for the sake of it. He actually believes it, and he obviously tries to instill this into everyone. So yeah, he's not hiding from the past. He's trying to embrace it. He's trying to set that challenge for the squad, finally make Arsenal like the kings of Europe, and try and achieve something that has obviously not been achieved for a long time. Um, but yeah, for tonight, he come and said, yeah, he's very excited to start again from scratch in a beautiful place, in a stadium that is going to be something special. You have to remember he is Basque. It's going to be personal for him as well, and it's been around probably about 20 odd years since he last played professionally in the homeland. So yeah, there's lots of things about this game. I think yeah, lots of emotions going to be riding, and as I say, he'll want Arsenal to put a performance in and go there and show what they can do. Yeah, lots of pride there as well. Obviously, team news as well with Arteta confirming obviously Saka, Odegaard, Havertz, Jesus, and Ben White. Still short. I was hoping Ben White might have made the trip or was somewhere close, but obviously it's not yet. Obviously, Odegaard's still got this really niggling. What is it? Shoulder. It's his shoulder injury. I'm sure he hurt it last season, and he landed on it obviously against Leeds again, and that seems to have wound it up again. And yeah, it's not something that just goes away. Certainly, if he's done something in and around the shoulder, will often require surgery. I'm testament to that. I've had that as well. Yeah, it doesn't go away, and it might be that we have to see him have an extended kind of break to maybe have corrective surgery on it. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't look good because just every time he kind of lands on it, it seems to be causing massive kind of discomfort. So, and we can't carry on like that either. We can't avoid it. It's a contact sport. We can't have our captain, being knocked down or whatever, getting tackled and then having to go off. Certainly early in games, because look, we need all our players for as long as. So yeah, that's the five big names are missing. The positive was apparently Saliba is back in training. I don't think he'll obviously be involved today, but it's very pleasing considering what's on the horizon at the weekend with Man City. But he was also very full of praise with Mosquera for stepping up in defence. I mean, when you look at debuts and new signings, and you think, oh, there is going to be a bedding on period. There's going to be some time where going to have to just kind of understand the league, just everything. And he's come in for what, 21? Is it 2021? He's come in water off a duck's back, and he's just put in some really, really good performances. And when we talk about, all right, we've let Kirill go, and there were a few fans that were kind of saying, no, I don't. Why have we got rid of Kirill? Why? Yeah, what? Why have we done it? And you can see this now. Kirill, in the way he was. Look, I'm not going to rain on him. Look, he done well. Yeah, there were moments, but there will always be moments for players, and I think it will be. Yeah, I think it's short sighted to be able to just kind of just say, yeah, look, he was rubbish, because yeah, no, he's not. He's still a young defender, and it's very hard when you don't really get the opportunity and you don't have the option to do it. Um, and this Mosquera coming in, you look at Hincape coming in as well. I mean, this defensive unit is unbelievable. Um, but yeah, look, that's Mosquera. I'll go into other things shortly on that side. Yeah, tactically, Arteta again. He talked about facing Atletic's high press. Yeah, said we've got to get out of that pressure effectively and use the spaces. That's the game. If we beat the press, we hurt them. And yeah, it is. And this is where the risk reward comes in. It's look, they are going to come at us, but if we do play those passes that break the lines, we've got great chance to get behind them and cause them real problems. Um, and then he finished off with a little bit of respect for the Bilbao coach, Valverde. Arteta called him a reference, praised his 20 years of management, and said he's a model for humanity and success. Um, so I think there's obviously lots of respect there for him. Um, so he's going to be a wily, knowledgeable coach that will have Bilbao set up really well. But I'm sure we are going to be set up really well with what we've got. Um, so a question in the chat, I suppose, without obviously Saka and Odegaard, obviously two of the five that are not there. Who who's going to carry that creative spark? Can Zubamendi or Martinelli, if he plays, step up, or is Gyok 14 gonna step up and shine in the Champions League? Yeah, let us know. Let us know in the chat on that side. Um, yeah, it's going to be interesting just to see what or how he lines up. Certainly with City on the cusp at the weekend. So yeah, let me know. I'm just going to dip into the chat again. Yeah, Emerson. Morning, Paul and Ange. And then yeah, Emerson just confirmed. Yeah, Odegaard picked up his injury from the Leeds match, and we have an MRI scan today. Yeah, I think, like I said, Emerson, I'm pretty certain he landed. I think he landed on it last season as well. And they obviously chose against maybe looking into it further. Maybe thought it was an isolated fall. I was trying to remember the match, but I remember him going down because I suddenly thought, "Oh, geez, that's going to hurt." That brings back memories for me, and that's not nice. My only one time I had morphine, and yeah, it's not a nice injury. Um, and yeah, Mark's in the chat. So yeah, so evening, good morning, everyone. So wherever you're watching, just get involved. Let us know what your thoughts on the game, and then we'll carry on. Um, I'm going to go into the other side Yeah. Obviously, Valverde obviously had his press conference, and yeah, he's put us down as one of the favourites. Yeah, you have to play a perfect game to beat Arsenal. On the other side, Valverde has plenty to say. Yeah, yeah, plenty. There was lots to say. He knows the team are, well, you could say underdogs, but I'm not going to hide away from a challenge. Um, yeah, look, there's excitement going into that competition. So he said, yeah, we're very excited to play in this competition, the most important international club competition in the Champions League. No team holds anything back. He then warned it's not just a party. You have to be strong and go for the match. So yeah, going to be clearer on us as well. Arsenal, one of the favourites to win the Champions League. They push you back with countless resources to beat them. You have to play a perfect game. That was just to confirm that one. Um, yeah, obviously got massive respect for us, but yeah, there is a warning about what they pose. But yeah, look, I think there's going to be things on both sides. Yeah, we know how pretty dangerous both teams are. Um, Big blow for Athletic. Look, we've got their injuries. No Nico Williams. He's out with a muscle injury. Um, but yeah, his brother Inaki, he come out. He was in the press conference. I think I saw. We have no fear. We'll fight to keep the dream alive. I think he came out and said something else. Did he say we'll something about we'd have to sweat blood or something to win at the stadium? Um, but yeah, look, they are they've look they've lost their winger, but they'll still press. They'll still have the home support behind them. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. They lost at the weekend as well. Who did they lose to? I looked at it. Can't remember. They lost 1-0. But as I say, it's going to be an interesting one. It'll be an interesting battle. And as I say, who scores that first goal? That is key. Um, So, all right, yeah, let's go into the tactics in a moment, or tactically. Just going to dip into the chat again. Mark said, yeah, just confirming we have the best defence in Europe. I think we'll be too strong for them. Yeah, and just come for a win and a yacht goal. Yeah, look, as I said, I think that sums it all up. He called Arteta one of the best managers in the world. Look, if experienced managers are coming out with those kind of quotes and those kind of things, then you have to suddenly think, well, you have to really look and realise you don't suddenly that there is something decent there. Let's forget the negative side of the fan base or whatever, where it's agenda or whatever, trying to maybe usher him out. It's yeah, it's testament. You've got players, you've got other managers speaking about him, and that's the highest testament. Yeah, I don't follow beliefs on from someone on social media. I follow opinions from professionals and people alongside them, their peers and uh, yeah, managers and coaches around them. They hold more gumph with me on that side. So yeah, all right, let's go. Tactically, oh, I spoke about how much they're going to press. Look, I mean, we've got our ball playing defenders. I mean, again, Mascara, I think with the ball, I think he could be very good. And as I said, with with Gabriel. Oh, Marky Mark tried chucking in a bomb in the group chat, and it was factually incorrect. He heard Gabby being announced and presumed it was Big Gabby, and Big Gabby was injured, which it wasn't. It was Gabby Jesus. So yeah, so that's all right. So we've got no other concerns on that side. Yeah, the defence, I think they are key along with David Raya in how we play, how we break their press. Um, and as I say, this is our issue here. Obviously, if they do press high, again, Raya going to have to be used as that additional kind of player in those situations, and he's going to have to try little passes that are going to be breaking lines in tight spaces. There's always going to be that element of risk, and um, yeah, I think the way they've handled it this year, I think it's been decent. Yeah, a couple of times where, like I said, it's not been clean fully. I think there's been a lot of misplaced passes and stuff. But again, I put that down to the start of the season. But really pleasing to see some of the stuff we played on Saturday. So if we can play out cleanly, we'll break their shape and then be able to get behind them and exploit the spaces behind. Um, but yeah, midfield, Basque versus Basque. Yeah, we've got Zubamendi, we've got Mourinho up against their old rivals. So there's big feeling on this as well. So actually, funny enough, I did see someone. I saw someone with a Sociedad Zubimende top on as well, which was it was quite fun. Good to see. Um, that battle, I think, just in that side, is going to be crucial as well. When you chuck in Declan Rice in there as well. Yeah, I think that's probably how we're going to line up. We're probably going to line up with Supermendi, Rice, and Marina. Um, Again, I think there's a bit of security there. I think there is power, and as I say, I think there's the ability to play in tight spaces. I think that's the key as well. And this is where I think Marino is getting kind of picked in a couple of these games where he might not be the favourite to play, and we'd want or fans want another player coming in, whether or not it's Ethan or Max Dowman. But again, in tight spaces, add in then the physicality side of things, he does offer something else. And look, his goal scoring as well is second to none at the minute as well. Obviously, Spain midweek. Yeah, there's lots of chances, but again, it's really pleasing that we're actually able to rotate around now. So I'll go through into that shortly after this. Um, yeah, it's obviously going to be small margins in Europe as well, like we saw last year. As I said, with the Paris game, you switch off for a second. Yeah, Arteta said it numerous times. Switch off for a second, you're punished. And yeah, look, we had that chance with Declan Rice, the header in Paris. As it goes in, it's potentially a different game. Yeah, it's one of those. My prediction today, I'm going for 2-1 Arsenal. Um, I think it will be cagey, but I think obviously we've got the quality even with those injuries. But as I said, it won't be easy. Just for the whole kind of the situation, the event. It's going to be an unbelievable one, and it'll be interesting to see. whether or not Martinelli comes in for a start. Um, there's been a lot of talk actually. People actually saying that Arteta is probably going to favour him more in Europe than in the Premier League. Well, maybe it's just space wise. Maybe you get a bit more space. Um, yeah, don't know. It's an interesting one. It's one for another show to discuss. Um, yeah, let me know. Let me know your score predictions in the chat, and we'll go through them. Just going to dip in now. Yeah, Sean has just confirmed. Yeah, lost the last two home games 1-0. So Osasuna and Alvarez. That's it, Alvarez. I was looking at. Emerson's gone 3-1 to Arsenal. I hope so. I hope it's a nice, comfortable game. I never like going behind. Um, so yeah, let's hope we start off really well. But remember, it's an early kickoff for you back home, 6:45. So, yeah, just like what I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go back into um, on Saturday, and yeah, look, it was great. Well, apart from the early kickoff, don't like early kickoffs. But yeah, met up with Mark, and I was talking about when the lineups come out, and so I've said this. Arteta's had the reins for 5 years, and if he was ever going to do what he did on Saturday and rest his best midfielder or whatever, could be a defender, whatever, I would be really worried, stressed, and yeah, just real concerned. Um, and I look at it, and I just think when that got announced that Declan Rice was on the bench, and I'm suddenly thinking this game, and like I've been reminded by a couple of Spurs fans who I know, they were saying this is going to be a really awkward game for you because you don't really know how to set up against them. Yes, you've got the old memories of them lining up as say a Spurs team, but that's not always going to be the same. Just because a manager goes to another team doesn't mean that they're going to line up exactly the same as what they are. So it was kind of a banana skin. There was a fair amount of pressure on that game, I thought, and with Rice on the bench, I didn't feel concerned. I didn't have that same worry, and I think it's testament to what we've now built. And I've said for 3, 4 years now, we were nowhere near the level of Man City, and that way I was talking was we haven't got two players for every position like Man City or 4 years ago had. We were nowhere near it. Look, we ripped up the contracts of a few players. We were low, and we've then started building up and building up, but we're also losing players as well. So we look at it now. I look at the quality now, and I think, wow, we have got everyone coming. Look at the subs on Saturday when you've got Eze and that coming off, and then you bring on even say Trossard, who actually set up one of the goals or the final goal, and then yeah, you look at Martinelli coming on. I mean, these are players now that are going to be hungry all across. Whoever comes on now are itching to make something happen, and I think it's just pleasing to see, just in general. And this is why I can now, hand on heart, say we are now at the level of what Man City was. Yeah, but with regards to the playing squad, yeah, I think we can definitely go up a few notches now, and that will come with game time through the season. But we're now at that level where we can say well, I don't think there's any excuse now to not be able to challenge on all fronts. I'm talking Carabao Cup, I'm talking about FA Cup, I'm talking about League, I'm talking about Champions League. There should be no games where, not that I say I think we just throw them. I don't think we've ever done that. I just think it's just happened where we've just not had enough, or we've not done enough to win those games. But I think we could go far on all of these competitions. When I say I'm really sure we'll have a real good go. So yeah, that's my little piece on it, and on at the weekend. And when you look at that mindset as well about Arteta, and you suddenly think about the phases and stuff and whatever, it was only 1-2 years, I would say. Now he's at that level where you can suddenly say he's now competing. I think he's overachieved in three of those. Yeah, in three of those seasons where we weren't actually expected to kind of do it, or to get second, or even be fighting for the title. And yeah, a victim of that, probably overconfidence, uh, over wanting, expecting more. I think that's a standard from fans. You see, you get third, you want second the next year. You get second, you want first. Have to realise where you've come from, and where and how far we've come as well. Now we have the ability now to move on and move up. It's just now making sure we have everyone available for as long as, because yeah, look, injuries do affect you, but with the squad depth, you want them to affect you the least. And I think now they should start affecting us less than what they have done, and there's not such a drop off. So yeah, I'm really buzzing now. I'm gonna head out shortly. I'm just gonna give Sean his 1-2-0. He's still away, I think, on honeymoon. Hope it's going well, Sean. Catch up with you when you get back. And he's got an earlier kickoff. Yeah, oh, yeah. Be a long night. A long night. Mark's gone 3-0 as well. Yeah, I agree. We should be in all competitions to the end. Yeah. And Emerson, yeah, or remember, under 19s are playing. I was gonna take a look and see about going over there, but I think it's just going to be a little bit too. I could have got tickets actually. I had a message yesterday, so I was toying with the idea. It is rubbish. They should be just streaming it on the Arsenal app or whatever. They probably are. Um, Playing in the Youth Champions League at 11 a.m. I believe it's on TNT One. Just waiting for confirmation as they may put on snooker. God, Jesus, snooker or football? Come on, come on. I'd definitely take a snooker table now, but yeah, good luck to the under 19s anyway. That's yeah. Yeah, thanks, Mark. It's all good. Has anyone got any questions? Anything they want to say in chat before I close up. Yeah, Emerson will be able to tell me about or tell you about that. I can't remember his name. Oh, blimey. I've heard his name. I just can't for the life of me remember it. Mark, I bought a fair few at the weekend. Trouble is, you went AWOL for about 5 hours, and I don't know who you were buying pints for, but they weren't for me. So yeah, put that in a mental note. That's it. Marley Salmon. Yeah, he's the central defender, isn't he? Yeah, he played really well. I saw what was the game? As a recent game I watched. I watched the highlights, and yeah, he looked really really sharp, really really strong. Uh, yeah, I think it's very promising, though. I mean, we all say about the development and stuff like that coming through from Hale End, but how refreshing is it to see a defender as well, though? I mean, you look back at the defenders that kind of come through from academies. You look at say like even like say like a John Terry, like well, a Sol Campbell, whatever. That kind of ilk where it's kind of come through the youngsters, and then bang comes in. I'll tell you what, that's a proper step now for someone like Salmon. Certainly if yeah if things go the right way for him, and he keeps his head down, and he carries on just like the other two. Yeah, really really promising. Yeah, I'm going to try and look out for it. Hopefully see if I can watch it over here. But yes, but good luck to the under 19s. And yeah, on that note, I think I'm going to dip off. But yeah, really good. Thanks for the people in the chat, Emerson, Mark, and Sean. And yeah, look, take care. Enjoy the game this evening. And yeah, come on the Arsenal, and hopefully we take 3 points back. I didn't have a chance to really go into City, but it says City's another day. We move on after this, and let's worry about City down the line. But thanks for watching. I'm heading off to the old town now, and I'm going to start singing a little bit and having a little enjoyment over here. So thank you, everyone, and up the Arsenal, and come on, you Gunners.